Top of the morning, traders, and happy Friday, February 6th, and welcome to the Most Value Pack Live Trading Show, where we live trade, break down charts, cover high-impact events, and talk trader mindset. Hope everyone had a great day, is ready to kick off another opportunity-filled day. Indexes are primed to gap up off the open. Going into today, guys, for folks on YouTube, it is Free Trade Friday, so the link to the delay-free, ad-free stream to give you a preview of what we do every single day with our community is available. Is pinned to the chat up in the comments. So if you're interested in joining, if you're interested in previewing what we have on that side of things, join in there absolutely for free. Let's get the likes to 50 likes. We'll do a giveaway, and let's look to take advantage of the best opportunities as we gap up. So as we gap up here, guys, we're still below that daily downside breaker. So nice bounce off those weekly lows. Nice bounce off those weekly lows. A monthly low bounce. That was nice. Okay, right out the gate, Q's trying to hammer here. Okay, there goes the Dow. There goes IW. There goes IW. IW seems to just get out the gate real quick. So IW gets out the gate very fast. All right, IW is a very fast starter. Okay, I have my alert set on Tesla. That alert goes off. Market is pumping. I'll take it the upside. Okay, let me make sure. Sometimes the alerts on TradingView. Okay, the alerts are there. Alerts on TradingView don't go off sometimes. Good morning, guys. Good morning. Happy Friday. What a week. All right, nice injection of volatility. What a week to say the least. Okay, we got that TOG. So nice little gap up. So now this TOG, today's top of the gap, is right where yesterday's bottom of the gap is. Okay, so we're basically in the jaws. We're sandwiched between two gaps. Nice little gap sandwich. Okay, nice gap sandwich to kick things off. IV still high, guys. So IV still high, ATR still high. So the same conditions we saw the past 2 days, especially yesterday, persist. Okay. So if yesterday if you paid a high cost in learning, right? If you paid tuition because of IV and because of ATR, okay, make sure you use that information today and take that into consideration. So we're sandwiched between two gaps. We have PMH right there. IW's out the gate flying. Well, let's see if SPY can break that downward compression, that resistance. Okay, 15-minute candle on SPY looks bullish. Okay, the Qs are starting to catch a bid here. Synchronized buying here. 5-minute orb army here on the clock. Okay, nice push here, guys. Nice push. We're getting a nice little break on SPY. Nice break. More than nice break here. And look what the VIX is doing. Look what our friend VIX is doing. Good morning. Poll question for today. Has SPY bottomed out for February, or do you think we go lower? Is this the bottom? Synchronized buying here, 5-minute orb army on the clock in 2 minutes, a minute some change. So we're in the jaws of that gap. We did get above 50% retrace. For us to fill that gap, we need to get back to the early open. Okay, so this gap we're discussing currently is the gap down from yesterday. So that gap fills up here. We do have a couple of hurdles in between us, and we're starting to get some nice momentum to the upside. VIX is firing on all cylinders. We just smashed past that resistance. We just sliced and diced right through it. We're above that rejection zone. And look at this candle, guys. Look at the buyer stepping in aggressively across all the indexes. PMH retest is up there. So no slowdown in the first 5 minutes. No slowdown in the first 4 minutes, I should say. But just be mindful that weekly downside breaker is right here. Prior week's lows is right here. Prior week's lows is right there. Daily open. Uh, 681.48. 681.48. 681.48. 5-minute orb army on the clock. 5-minute orb army. You're on the clock. 5-minute orb is set up on all the indexes. 684.46 is for SPY. 684.46 is for SPY. Look at the VIX. Look at the VIX. We are slicing and dicing, guys. We're moving $1.36 per 5-minute candle. Who's taking trades before before 10 o'clock? Slicing and dicing. Okay, the Dow triggered that 5-minute orb. So did IW. SPY still within that range. See, wants to gravitate back towards PMH. Hourly's bullish. 4 hours bullish. Retested that daily upside breaker. 683.67. I want to see how we interact with this. With this PMH, at least gives us a nice little buffer into that territory. Right, so if it wants to just pull back just a little bit. Or just pay attention to that nice little compression as well. POC's right there as well. I'm looking at the 687s. Doesn't have a lot of room, but everything is showing strength, and VIX is showing weakness. So in this case, you're buying high, looking to sell higher. If it can come into this territory, that'd be great. But if it goes, we just have these two obstacles. Synchronized buying can really propel us back that territory. Synchronized buying. Contracts, IV did start to die down a little bit, which is good. Okay, we triggered that orb there. Okay, see if we can get a slight rejection off that 684.82. Come back in a little bit. So if you took the ripple on the orb, you're in. See if you can push back just a little bit. If we get above that 685, 684.82 territory, this here we can start to go. There goes the Qs. There goes the Qs. There goes the Qs. There goes the VIX. Okay. If you did take that, manage accordingly. Orb army. 15-minute orb army. 15-minute orb army. You're still on standby. So you get one more little push lower. If you're in this and you want that break above 685 without hesitation, right? This weekly downside breaker. If we can overcome that, that's going to start to go. All right, it's going to start to go, but it's going to be hard for it to overcome it. All signs that we do have synchronized buying. VIX is going in the right direction, so we just need SPY to get its act together. It's a nice little push there, provided 98 cents, guys. 98 cents. That's more than a double-digit opportunity. More than a double-digit opportunity. No position so far. Still in observation mode. Uh, 2 seconds left on this 5-minute candle, 5-minute orb candle. Okay, see if we can just pull back slightly. Okay, that weekly downside breaker is critical. That's 684.82, 685 territory. Very, very critical there. If we can overcome that, we can start to expand. Okay, I'll take it right there. I'll take the calls right there. I like this last candle here. So I'm in the calls. See if you get that nice follow through behind those candles and start to go. Okay, there we go. Up 5. If you did take this, manage accordingly. I want to hold above that 685. I want to hold above it. Go, go, go. Get some follow through. So what I was waiting for is to see if we can clear that 685. Gives me a little more confidence that we can clear it here. We're still not in the clear. See if you can hold above 684.46. Hold above 684.46. 10 to 15% stop. Want that buy block to hold. Down 10, down 11. About to get stopped here. Okay, I'll cut it right there. So stopped out there. Right, couldn't get some follow through behind it. Stopped out on those calls there. That weekly downside breaker too strong. Right, don't want to fight that on this Friday. Don't want to fight that on that Friday. All right, what I was looking for is to see if we can get some movement overhead, but just couldn't get that. Just couldn't get that movement, that momentum, that continued push. Q's starting to slide here. This weekly downside breaker is very strong. Very strong. Get this 5-minute candle close. Stop the 20% out of calls on the open. You can make sure that you keep those stops, guys. Keep those stops tight. Just whatever you define it as. And it doesn't take a lot to get stopped, right? This candle, one stop, out. Okay, so if it can recalibrate, if it can improve, I mean the 15 still looks good. 15 still looks good. I want to see if we can get a push back above that. Get a nice push. I can re-engage. All right, what the issue is this 685, 684.82. 15-minute orb army on the clock in 2 minutes. 15-minute orb army on the clock in 2 minutes. Okay, we're back above it. See if you can hold above it. Okay, see if we can come back into it slightly. So separation is what we need. We're just lingering in that area. Lingering. That 5-minute hold above 684.82 would be critical. Okay, Q's trying to take out those highs. Good morning, Nico. Good morning, good morning, good morning, guys on YouTube. Make sure to like the video. Make sure to subscribe. Is this another shakeout? Shake and bake. All right, looks like it wants to go now. 15-minute orb armor, you're on the clock. You're on the clock. A lot of shakeouts on my end. Okay, 15-minute orb army, 685.56. If your stop was a little wider, maybe 20%, you can sit through that. Maybe you're up high single digits, double digits here. 15-minute orb is above. We did trigger it, ripple. Ripple, ripple, ripple. The VIX is falling off a cliff, right? VIX is falling off a cliff. So that supports that continue to push higher, guys. So if you're in from here, especially the 5-minute, folks took the 5-minute orb, did see a little bit of pushback in that territory. Ripple. No close above it yet. Now 685. This is the yearly open, guys. This is yearly open. We're fighting for the yearly open. We are fighting for the yearly open. See if that continue to push lower. Nice rejection there. After going shooter, nice shooter. Let's take a look at that 5-minute candle. Okay, nice rejection there. See if we get back below this territory. Do we get back below that weekly downside breaker? Okay, if we do, we can start to see a 5-minute reversal in the next 3 minutes. Okay, that's 5-minute candle starting to go shooter. Is this going to be a pump and dump? It's going to come down to this territory here. Can this hold or does it fold? We're trading above VWAP. We're trading above all the key indicators that suggest that we're bullish. Let's see if that can hold right there. VIX still going south. If we can hold above that yearly open, I'll take it, and I'll use that 685 as my risk. I'll use that 685 as my risk. Uh, 13 minutes away from consumer sentiment, consumer confidence. Another potential compression there. Let's see. Trying to remain as patient as possible. That yearly open. We need to reclaim that yearly open. 685.71. 685.71. And it's in our best interest if we're going to be bullish that this holds. It can reset all the way to this key zone. Okay, I'll take it right there. I'm in the calls there. Back in the calls. So second attempt. See if you get some continued follow through now. The VIX is pushing lower. I like how the Qs are going. So we need to get above that yearly open. My risk is down here. No close below here. So no close here. We're covering a lot of ground, guys, so just be aware of that. Contracts on IV still high. I want to break, continued break. Minimum hesitation. Did get shaken out here. Okay, see if we can hold above that 15-minute orb high. 17 seconds left. What was that? Nasty candle there. I want that to hold. I want this to hold. That could be a shakeout candle. I want this candle to hold that NC. If it falls back below that NC, I'll close out. All right, this is a shakeout candle. Now I want it to take off. That's manipulation. All right, my NC is there. Did you guys see that candle, that last candle there? Okay, so it needs to start to go. Not a big fan of that candle. Not a big fan of it. Needs to go down one. Needs to start to go here. If it can start to go, we have room to 687.21. Okay? Go, go, go. Reclaim that yearly open like you mean it. Reclaim it like you mean it. Up 7. If you did take this, manage accordingly. TP where you need to. Okay. Do you guys see that last candle there? How manipulative that was? So I need to hold above that 685.71. I want this to go candle over candle. If it can, that will send us to double digits. Go, go, go. And that's that TOG as well. So be aware that that's a gap fill. Gap has been filled from yesterday, so we need it to go. Go, go, go. There we go. There we go. Up 15. Go, go, go. Take my majority off right there. Thank you very much. Down to runners. Want this to hold. Want this to hold. No close below there. There we go, team. Up 21. Up 20. TP where you need to. TP where you need to. There we go. Up 23. Take some more off right there at 20. TP where you need to, guys. So I want no close below here. No close below here, targeting 687.21. Synchronized buying across the board is what I want to see. If that can take place, that's great. Say no close below here. So I want that yearly open to hold. Hold above that yearly open. Who took that? Put a $ in the chat if you took that. If you took it here, you're living large. If you were patient, you took it there, you're doing well as well. So targeting 687.21. Go, go, go. VIX is falling off a cliff. That's what we need. That's what we need, guys. That's what we need. The Qs are going, so we need this to go. Let's go. But this, you saw this candle. If you go back and rewind this candle, that manipulation candle got a lot of people. Go, go, go. Again, TP where you need to. 20+%. We did see that. I'm using this 5-minute candle. See if this 5-minute candle can light a path for us to 687.21. So no close below 685.87. If we close back above that, a close runner. If we close back below this, I'll close it. Okay, so we got a last minute bounce there. Runner's back at basically break even. Need that bounce there. If no bounce, I'll close it out. Need that bounce there. That 5-minute candle's not looking good. Okay, I'll close it right there. I break even. So I did see 20. Did TP. Good TP, good trade there. And I close that last runner right there. I break even. Right, so my target, what I'm targeting here is this area there, but despite that it didn't get there, I'm already TPing and down to that last runner. Okay, now that 5-minute candle, look at that, guys, turn into a trap. close below there, then it's back to downside. So very, very vicious, aggressive game. So now this 5-minute candle is starting to look bearish, guys. We fill that gap. It might go the other way now. It might go the other way, and we're 5 minutes away from consumer sentiment. All right. So stopped out here, worked out here. From a technical standpoint, if my risk was a little wider, I could hold through that. But again, I want to keep it between that 10 and 15. And then was able to recover and get a little bit more off of that as well. $4. That's good. Again, that was about taking profits. So 20+% there. Did Tesla go? Oh, man. Did my alert go off? Sometimes the alert doesn't go off on Tesla went, guys. All right, Tesla went. Those contracts were at $50. They're at like $80 now. So it's nothing. If you can pull back, I'll be there for Tesla. The fact that we're pulling back across all the indexes, that's going to be great. And you want to take Tesla? Open interest on 680 is wild, yeah. All right, importance of taking profit. All right, that's all I can emphasize, guys. That's all we can emphasize here. Yep, we closed yesterday's gap. As soon as we close it, we know when we get to that TOG, there's fears of, there's a key zone right here, fears of reversal back to downside. Right? One Tesla contract, 65%. Beautiful job, John. At least you got on our behalf. My alert didn't go off. All right, so I did send it to the Discord. Trade ideas. That was the idea for today. Okay. Reclaim hold. Very straightforward. Not sure why the alert didn't go off. And it was one of those things, if the alert went off and the indexes were pumping, I'm taking it. Okay. So we're at this critical juncture here. We fill that gap, slice the downside. And we have VWAP. Does VWAP align with that daily upside breaker? If it does, that's going to be more confluence on our end. So I'm going to wait until after 10 o'clock. Right? So I can already feel myself wanting to take more and more trades. So I just need to slow down and get the read. Right? Once you start going, you got to go and go and go. Right? That's very important to always catch yourself. Say, hey, you know what? Okay, I do want to take more trades. But what's the opportunity? At Tesla's up $80 per contract, guys. And again, pretty simple, straightforward setup. Nothing too complicated. I don't post a lot of ideas. All right, but when I do post the ideas and the trade ideas, okay, they're very high probability. Congratulations, John. The probability on them is very, very high. All right, because the way I look at it is the probability has to the opportunity has to be greater than the opportunity we can capitalize on SPY, because it costs for us to divert our attention. There's a cost to that. So if the cost is worth diverting the attention to an individual ticker, that means the opportunity has to be greater than what's in front of us. Okay. So again, guys, don't forget today's Friday, Ramp Down Friday. 3 for free at 4, still a little bit of red. Good. Just manage accordingly, guys. Again, just know that if you're used to taking 5-6 trades before in the first 30 minutes, if that's that's your way of doing things, okay, that's fine. If it's kind of outside of the norm, just dial back and get the reads. Okay, still in. Okay, good. You're using the first quad. All right. So if the first quad, if that 685 can hold, you'll be in good hands. You'll be in good hands. So if you're just joining us, two trades so far. Both were calls. Stopped out here. Could have done a better job on the entry. Took you here, nice double digits. Last runner stopped out like 1%, 2% break even. What was our optimal? What was our target here? So am I going to hold the whole position at 20% and then not take profit? I'm going to take a majority off a couple of times and then just leave it to last one to really go. Because what we did see is we have a history of those runners running, but it just seems like the runners that I'm holding don't go, and the ones that I let go, go. All right? But I'm not going to do that with a full position. 2% of the portfolio. Beautiful job. Beautiful job, guys. That's what I'm happy to see. Two trades, okay. Good stop, 25 cents, 18%. Okay, good. And good job on taking the profits there. So this should put you maybe, depending on how you manage, maybe break even, small red, small green, depending on the management. But between the two exchanges, it was basically cleanup duty. Between the two exchanges, cleanup duty. If you're just joining us on YouTube, make sure to like the video, make sure to subscribe. We go live every single day at 9:30 a.m. If you can join us for it's Free Trade Friday, so I do have a delay-free, ad-free link to our stream. Our members are able to enjoy every single day. All right, it gives you a preview of what we do every single day. All right, you have access to more stuff, real time. I do post some ideas on the side of a side screen here. You can see the position that I'm in, the percentage. Okay, you can see that on YouTube as well, but YouTube does have a slight delay. All right, even with the delay, the amount of education you get, the amount of value you get is top tier. Okay, so VWAP is right there, guys. We're going to that VWAP test. The Qs fell below VWAP. Qs fell below VWAP. See if the Qs can hammer out VWAP. SPY hammer out VWAP. We'll see. 10 o'clock, we did get consumer sentiment. So consumer sentiment did come in. Let's take a look at what the numbers look like. Take a look at what the numbers look like. So I have a lot of cleaning up to do on my end as far as just entry and execution. I like to be as precise as possible. And timing, the nature of scalping, 1 or 2 seconds, slight hesitation or a slight delay has a huge impact at the end of the week. All right. Consumer sentiment, previous reading 56.4, forecast 55, 57 is the actual. We came in above forecast, came in above previous reading. So that means the consumer sentiment is more positive than it was last reading and forecast. Inflation expectation was previous was 4%. It's actually 3.5 now. And these are qualitative surveys, okay? These are qualitative measures. What that simply means is there's no raw numbers, raw data associated with it. It's just survey based, okay? So it's consumer sentiment a little higher. Qs fell below VWAP, so the Qs are the first one to give up VWAP. Look at Tesla. Even though the Qs are dumping, Tesla's on his own, right? Tesla's out of here. And that's hence the comment, right? If you haven't traded Tesla before, it's a mover, all right? It's a mover. Anyone still in Tesla? John, you're done with Tesla or you're still in it? And those contracts were cheap, $50. The reason why I would say, okay, let's put it this way. The best way to trade Tesla, all right, instead of having a heavy capital allocation into Tesla, right, with a tight risk, you can widen your risk slightly, take the further dated contracts that are within the ATR, right, and take less contracts and try to get a bigger move. So that way, if it does go against you, the net amount you lose is significantly less. And that's what I like to do with individual names. Like, and now you can kind of let it play out because you're not thinking of the position. If you have full size on the position, all right, you're not going to be focused. You're not going to be able to focus on anything else. Right? But if you have $50 per contract, you have 5 contracts, 10 contracts, 1 contract, whatever it is, okay, you can sit back, scale it where you need to, and you can really let the trade play out. And there's a huge difference in the way you perceive the charts based on how much leverage you associate to your position. It makes a world of a difference. Okay? And you can't take that away. You can try to turn yourself into a stone cold trader, but it's not going to go away. All right? Of course, when you unlock different thresholds, your normal becomes different. Your normal changes. But you will know if you're over leveraging a position or not as soon as you enter the trade. Okay, you get more finicky, you get more nervous, which is normal, right? So that might be a sign that you're over leveraged, right? Out of Tesla, beautiful job, great execution there. Tesla used to be my lotto play back in the day. Tesla can hurt your feelings without 100%. So on Fridays, Teslas were back in the day. A lot of those lotto names on Friday, before they had 0 DTEs, right? Before they only had the Monday, Wednesday, Friday contracts, if you recall, right? And Fridays were like the 0 DTE days, where the lottos would come in. If you've been trading for like more than 3 to 5 years, you know what I'm talking about. If you just started trading recently, right, the 0 DT, you think the 0 DTs were always here, right? The 0 DTs are a product, right? They're a product. Tesla's a mover, so great job on taking those profits. Qs are below that PML. The Qs are below that PMH, below the VWAP. We couldn't get that hold. And look at this, guys. As soon as we went shooter on the 5, we started to collapse back to downside. But the one thing I don't like is the velocity of these candles. What I mean by that, again, I talked about how there's no measure for velocity. But if you look at the candles are moving slow. It's very apparent. All right? They're moving slower, right? They're moving slower. But the ATR is $1.36. So they're not moving slow. They're moving slow. Just think of it like this. They're walking, but taking giant steps. Right? And you ask a person, hey, how are you covering so much ground if you're walking? It's because I'm taking giant steps. That's exactly what this kind of activity is here. All right? So we're moving slow. We're walking. But these steps we're taking are huge. Like full body extension steps. So what that means, since we're walking, it's taking time to play out. And when it takes time, guess what happens to those contracts? They start to lose that value. Okay, start to lose that value. Tesla's sitting right at that PMH. If we can come back to that territory, I'll be there for it. That was actually a nice little daily upside breaker, right? Daily upside breaker. It probably wants to get back to 415. So if it can hold above that PMH, see if we can hold above PMH. That's the current retest where it is. That's going to be, you're buying at the very, very high there. If you're going to wait for that retest, you've got to continue to wait. Got to continue to wait. Waiting for another orb setup to present itself. Good, good, good. Again, guys, make sure to like the video. Let's get the likes up. So 60% of you think, more lows to come. $40, is that in red, Floyd? Okay, daily upside breaker bounce, and that G50. See, get above this territory here. If we kind of zoom out to our game plan chart real quick. I did spice up the game plan chart a little bit, try to change it visually. We did get this, remember what we discussed, guys? We talked about, hey, you know what? If we can get above this territory, we can't see that continued push, but we're going to have a head-on collision with that weekly upside breaker, weekly downside breaker, and if we can't get above that, we activate this runway up here. So what took place is we just blasted past this territory, that PMH, we blasted past it, continued to accelerate, hence the two setups we took the upside, and now the question becomes, do we have enough fuel to remain above that 685 territory? If we can remain above that, then that means this potential runway is activated back to the upside. Okay, the entire goal of the bulls is to get price into 689.58. They're not thinking about anything else. They're thinking about how can we maneuver, how can we engineer, how can we manufacture a way to get price as close as possible to 689.58 by the end of the day. That is what their only concern is. Everything else above that is a plus. Right? But you can see the maneuver that they took. Gap up, we don't even come back at these lows. Get into that rejection zone, spend some time there. We blast, we take off, we break that resistance. So that channel's officially been compromised. Okay, we come into VWAP bounce. Nice little hammer out VWAP, it bounces. Not only is the view up there, what's also here, we have that nice 2 key levels there. Key zone plus VWAP, and that leads us back above here. So in this case, if you take that, your initial runways from here to here, you're going to start scaling out by the time it gets there. And then what you do with the runners, up to you. All right, it doesn't take much to be up 20%, down 20%, up 30%. Okay, doesn't take much. Now can the Qs get back above PMH 602.91 and that VWAP? Iron. I got in Tesla. You got in Tesla, Floyd? Or SPY? The Dow, guys, the Dow's on a tear. The Dow's back to all-time highs. Might as well short the Dow. We know what takes place at all-time highs. Oh my, look at that. So it gets that nice little bounce, comes to this territory, and gets smacked in the face, and gets pushed lower. I mean, do they want to come back into this territory here? That would be interesting. A nice 15-minute shooter. 15-minute reversal going on. Tesla 412.50 contracts. Yeah, if risk is defined, risk is allocated. Not sure where your entry is. Maybe you got to take advantage of that pop to the upside, $40. And $40 per con, right? Think of it like this. Sometimes you got to take it, put it into real terms. If we can hold this territory here, that'd be great. Slap the view up on. $40 for 5 minutes. Right. It needs to hold there. Maybe wants to get back that daily upside breaker. Trying to see where the VWAP is. See if you can hold VWAP. I don't think I have VWAP in this chart. Here. But it is starting to slide here after topping out some resistance here. Okay, so see if at least this can hold. This last bit of resistance that might be colliding with view up as well. Support can hold here. All right. That would be kind of like a late entry, but if you're able to extract profits off of that, that's good. All right, so you want it to get back above that PMH. Back above that PMH, hold above these prior highs, and VWAP should be somewhere in this territory, just under it. Ideally, if the indexes can be on the same page, that would help. That support the position. Okay, now the VIX is starting to wake up. VIX is starting to wake up. VIX is starting to wake up. If you're just joining us, we did take 2 trades. Stopped out on the first one. Second one worked out. Basically at a break even. Little green, just basically break even. Second trade, I'm looking to take outside of this range. The VIX is starting to peak. Let's see if we can get the waves. Okay, nice little flag under the waves can be great. We're starting to collapse here, back to downside. So what happened was this, guys. Okay, let's illustrate it real quick. Okay, so we have action on Wednesday. We gap down on Thursday. On Friday, we gap up and open up in the jaws of the gap. When we open up in the jaws of the gap, we fill the gap, we come back in, and now we're trying to work our ways into the jaws of today's gap. So this price profile is basically a gap sandwich. Okay? Gap sandwich. And the problem is, right, again, price action this week is choosing violence. Everything is going good, and then you get that one candle, right, that wipes everything out. That's why it's so important to really be disciplined and really be taking those profits and manage that risk tightly. Let's get the likes up. If we have 50 likes before 11:30, we will do a giveaway. The stream is going to be until 11:30, 12 o'clock. We can extend it. All right. Depending on the activity, we will continue to do the stream in our private community as well until 1 o'clock, 1:30. It depends on what kind of action we get. We did most of the heavy lifting today already. So we're just looking for some more opportunities. Of course, we have that bounce off that daily upside breaker, that key zone plus VWAP bounce. Treacherous price action here. If you take a look at the 5, this is what the 5 looks like. Okay. So in this case, does this look proven otherwise? Like there's no reason to take puts there. Matter of fact, we went the other way. So as we're pulling back at that zone, that's what we're looking at, right? Can we get back above those highs and start to propel ourselves back above that weekly right here? This major resistance, can we take over that? Can we take this over? Can we take over here, continue to build? In that case, we need the VIX to start to collapse. The Qs can get above VWAP, get above 602.91. That would help the case. Session high 686.51. We'll see how we get into that territory. See if we can get into that territory here. We have that zone here as well. Make this white. All right, so on the verge of a breakout here. Verge of a breakout if we can pass that 685. Okay, pass that 685. Okay. For some reason, that's in Heikin-Ashi mode. That's in Heikin-Ashi. Need regular candles. All right, so Tesla. like we just said, needs to hold that territory. That's if you're in the position, okay? If you're in the position already, you don't want it to close below the support. It comes back into it, gets back above PMH, and then now, based off of that fuel, off that support, okay, does it have enough fuel to break resistance? Does it have enough fuel to break resistance? If it doesn't, probably going to treat it as resistance. So now what comes into play is a potential rejection off that territory, all right, or a massive break above it, aggression, continue push higher. Right, so that's the primary thing you got to pay attention to here, right? If the SPY breaks out, gets above 685, that's going to help the case, right? It doesn't have to, but it's going to help. It's not going to hurt. If the Qs can get above 602.91, that's also going to help the case. Okay, that's going to help its case. Okay. The 5 is looking to potentially go 3 up in the next 15-minute candle is about to go 3 up in the next 9 minutes if it can stay above that equilibrium. How we doing, guys? How we doing? Okay, chop zone. I remember the no 0 DTE. Yep. Chop zone got 40% silver, 3-day DTEs. Beautiful job, Sancho. Nice break there. My overnight SPY calls went, okay, it's 162% on 1-day DTE 684. SLV for me too. Beautiful job, guys. I had 691 swing overnight for $14 each, scaled out around 20. Those lottos are always good. Those low, small size ideas, minimal risk, big reward. I like that. And you've been absolutely carving out a wonderful niche. Just absolutely taking advantage of those moves. So great job, Sancho. Because if you think about it, what can you really do with 24 bucks? All right. Again, it's just as long as it's in the line of defined risk, treating it the same way. It's a trade idea. Right, it doesn't go into the gambling side. Then look at Tesla go, guys. Look at Tesla go. Are you still in that? So we will open up a small account channel in our Discord. Okay, small account channel in our Discord. Okay. And I am looking for captains as well. Captains as well for the Discord. We can use a captain if someone wants to step up as a captain for a small account channel. Send me a DM. If you've been in the community for 2-3 months, you're a regular contributor, right? Even if you want to just step into that role, send me a DM. In the Discord, okay? Okay, how's those Teslas looking? Look at that, guys. Look at that. Look at this, guys. So the people who don't take profit, they're coming after them today. Literally. It's like you're seeing green, and then you blink, and it's almost like it didn't exist. So same thing with Tesla. Okay, so just give you an example, the importance of understanding how this works. All right, so if you take it here, you play the reclaim, this is your room. Right? It's always a possibility that it can break out and get more, but you're asking for more. Take what it gives. Because if you don't, this is resistance, just disappears. Same thing here. All right, so if you're getting stopped out, if it's defined, that's okay. But don't let it make you overtrade. What they're going to do is they're going to pump fake. Before you know it, you took 6, 7, 8 trades. And the move you're looking for eventually plays out. And maybe you're out of capital, or maybe you're just out of mental capital. and you can't take advantage. Okay. So the manipulation is real. This week, guys, I'm telling you, this kind of price action we did see the past 3 days, especially. All right. Price is moving with vengeance. SPY is moving with vengeance, and it's not playing around. So it's coming after anyone who's irresponsible, anyone who's, sometimes it's friendly. It's a nice little trend. It's friendly to everyone. Everyone gets to win, or most people get to win. And then they turn this on because they get you used to that type of activity. And if you don't know how to step back, everything you made in the month of February disappears. Everything you made in January disappears. So it's very important, guys, to be able to navigate these kind of conditions and to be able to identify if these kind of conditions are going to be present. And we know exactly if they're going to be present or not because we have measures in place. So if you do take damage this week and survive, right, it's not catastrophic. Right? Just try to make everything account as possible. Okay, just try to have your stops in place. And I know it's frustrating, but trust me, it saves you a ton. Because price action is not going to last like this forever. But when it returns to some level of normalcy, okay, you still want to be alive. You don't want to be a casualty of this. You don't want to be a casualty of war. You want to be able to go back home and talk about the battle and continue to engage. We're still in an uptrend. I mean, the uptrend is still intact. Waves on the 5 are still waving. Everything's still pushing higher. We did get these lows. We did get this low here. We got that high. If we can take out that high, that'd be great. We need to break above that yearly open. That's what this big ordeal is about. We're 3 minutes away from first shift. These days the market is crazy. This is a price action during earnings. I made 100 but blew my account in London hour. I heard some people blew their account yesterday too. Yeah, so this kind of action, it can be earnings related. There's also seasonality, right? Typically February we start to start slowing down, pulling back into March, right? A lot of things going into it. All right, but this kind of action, okay, it's stress tests your system. This is stress testing. All right. Do you really manage risk or do you not? This is what the market is going to tell you. Are you managing risk or are you not? You're going to find out this week. And if you're on the part where you're not, it's an opportunity for you to sharpen up. If you are, you still somehow, some way can still survive. If you've seen these conditions before, you know what to look for. You know not to overtrade. If you notice, the past 3 days I didn't take a lot of trades. Right? And I've been kind of skeptical of holding those runners and kind of closing out. Maybe it's just something internal, instinctive. And the ones that I do close out, they go. But I don't want to play that game where I'm just chasing my tail. Because it will make me pay. If you notice, all the big slides, all the big dumps, at some point in time, we were in position. But don't let that play in the back of your mind and replay and trick you into holding a position because you didn't get enough last time. That's where the market wants to pin you. The market wants to pin you in that corner. Test is above that resistance. Okay. So just survive this, guys. Okay, and for the ones who are green, right? If you're able to navigate this, tremendous job. Okay, this is not easy to navigate at all. And if it continues to persist like this, all right, you have to make that adjustment. And we know what the primary measures are. We go over it every day. IV ATR. And of course, I don't have a way to measure the velocity of the candles yet. And we know, we can clearly see the size of these drops, guys. Contracts expiring as well. Look at this, guys. This is $1.75. Okay? $1.75. So what that means is that a 50 delta, let's round that 175 to $2 for the sake of math. At a 50 delta, that's $50 per dollar. Okay, that's $100 per contract there. Just wiped out. So if you took the rejection, you're up $100 per contract. If you're saying if you're in the calls, you're down $100 per contract. Just that quickly. Okay. Tesla's moving and grooving here, guys. Are you still in Tesla? Floyd, it did break above that resistance. Those contracts are moving and grooving. I might have to be there for the retest. Okay. This is a nice little pickup there. If you did take Tesla, beautiful job, guys. Again, not too many individual tickers that we go with. So we do individual tickers from time to time for the people on the YouTube side. But I'm not going to inundate you with 10, 15 names at a time. If you bring it to my attention, we can break it down. Because our bread and butter is individual ticker. Right? Build your foundation around an individual ticker. Right? And have the SPY or the index or the Qs or IWM, either one you pick. I prefer SPY. IWM is also good. You can trade all three of them. I would stay away from the Dow. The Dow is not as liquid. The spreads are a little wide. The price action is a little bit choppy, not as much volume. And then have a handful of tickers we pay attention to. Beautiful job, Floyd. Okay, beautiful, beautiful. Those 415s give me 60%. Yeah, those contracts, right? They're $50, $40, $50 off the open. They're up 100 and something percent now. $70, even that, guys. So don't forget, you don't have, with options, guys, you don't have to, especially with individual tickers, you don't have to leverage a lot of capital. You can use the capital you deploy as an additional layer of risk. So what I mean by that is instead of taking 10 contracts on Tesla, okay, how about if you take 3 contracts, all right, which is less capital, and just, if you see an idea that requires a little more risk, just widen your risk slightly, and then widen your reward as well. Okay, SPY is starting to break here. With names that have high ATRs, okay, when they start to go, they really start to go. They can move $10, $15. Okay, see if you get a nice little break and hold above that. Back above the orb. Okay, the Qs are starting to go. Qs are flirting with the orb. This is legit. That retest is going to be waiting for us here. So we're in second shift, so keep in mind that that's first shift highs. First shift, guys, let me know how you guys did in first shift. Or how many trades you took. Again, if you're green, stay clean. Nice little break there. Where do we bounce off of? That territory. Tesla's a runaway train. Tesla's going to, looks like it wants to go to 412. The final target I have on Tesla, I moved this, is here. At 414.49, 414.50. That doesn't mean just jump in. If you have the entry down here, if you have entry in this territory, just babysit. Of course, TP where you need to. You guys know the protocols. Take a look at some of these individual names. The ones that we had this on watch this morning. Okay, look, Dollar Tree. ExxonMobil is gone. Uber, slide to the downside. Disney, still inside. TSM, look at that. Inside day break. Robinhood, 2 down, 2 up. Walmart, okay, inside. I want that inside candle to stay for the remainder of the day. Going to next week should be interesting. Tesla, look at that. This is the setup. Okay. MU. MU is also about to go as well. Okay. MU 212 off that 20. 212 off that 20 on MU. It's below that daily downside breaker. Okay, MU might be waiting for us here. Let me take a look at MU. Same thing. I'll do the same thing I do with Tesla. Go further out. MU. I reclaim whole territory. So MU, if you took it from last time, we're still going to stop out those. MU, okay. As everything is starting to go, I want to see if MU can hold back above 390, 390.54. And we're still within that PML, PMH range. Of course, it's going to be near those higher days. So that first target will be the high of the day. So I'm going to set an alert right here. Cross up, MU, trend line, yes. Okay. And MU, if this thing starts rocking and rolling, and if we do start to get a nice push on the indexes, MU can easily get to 400. MU contracts. Let's see if we can find contracts under $100. 400s are 85 bucks, 85, 90 bucks. The spreads are about 12 cents, 11 cents. So you might have to buy the bid or the bin, the mid or the bin. If you go further than that, that's basically that's basically target. Your target would be that pre-market high. If you go further than that, okay, you do have the 405s. Okay, the 405s would be you get above PMH. Okay, the 405s are 42 bucks. Okay. If you're looking for some lottos, keep a close eye on MU if we continue to rally above 390.54. Again, same idea as Tesla. I'll keep a close eye on the 405s. So as MU gradually pushes higher, the 405s become more expensive. Okay. What are we playing? Higher time frame play on MU. Tesla already gone. Okay, so Tesla, this is Tesla's move so far. We had MU on watch. We had MU on watch. Okay, MU is starting to rock and roll as well. So let's see if MU can continue to go. IW is gone. Beautiful job, Floyd. 60% on both. That's how we do it, guys. That's how we do it. The ultimate goal is to dominate these markets, guys. All right. Through education. It's to eventually, slowly start imposing your will. Not recklessly. So keeping a close eye on MU. Keeping a close eye on MU. Okay, let's take a look at the chat. NVIDIA is one moving. NVIDIA is also moving, okay. NVIDIA 180 calls are up 600%. Do I have my 2026 open wrong? 680, 654. I got 680. I got 689.58. Oh, yearly open. Hold on. 685.71. I can confirm real quick. So the yearly open is right there. I'm not looking at waste management. Sometimes my levels, I move them accidentally. I got 680. Uh, 680, 2026. Yeah, 685.71. 685.71 is yearly open. Okay, MU's coming into play. I'm looking at the 405s. Again, these are lottos. Treat levels as zones, not exact numbers. Yep, absolutely. Just be prepared for the next week. It's filled with data. I've accidentally moved levels historically. Yeah, you can. I think you can lock it on trading. Sometimes when I'm grabbing the screen, sometimes you grab the level and you try to put it back, and it kind of moves. All right, what you got for us, MU? So far, 2 trades, guys. 2 trades. Stopped out on one. Worked in our favor. We did get some nice bounces, nice setups off that dead upside break, a key zone, VWAP, all this area. Tesla was the idea. Our members took advantage of that. So kudos to everyone who took advantage. Has anyone else been having issues with alerts? Look at that, guys. That's going to help MU. That's first shift highs. What is, someone put in the chat, what is the primary objective of SPY today? Primary objective of SPY, or primary objective of the bulls. The primary objective of the bulls. New 15-minute candle coming here in 2 minutes. We need to stay above first shift highs, continue to expand. We don't want this to turn into a trap. No traps. All right, let's get the likes up on YouTube, guys. Make sure to like the video. Let's get the likes up. What's the primary goal for SPY? Let's get caught up in the chat. In a runner Tesla, those 415, 60%, beautiful. I got in late. I got in at I got in like $70. Got in and out. Beautiful job. 60%. Can't beat that. Little green Tesla. Headed to view up, it looks like. My plan next week, reset my eval account for $100. One a week until I meet the target. Also deposit 650 to my Weibo cash account and trade 1 to 3 a week. I'm going on some trading. What you'll find, thanks for MU tip, absolutely. And we'll do more of these individual names for small account friendly. You can take it with, the thing is, if price is going to move, right, all the contracts are going to move. Right, but you don't want to get into the habit of always going far out the money. Because what you realize is if you're always far out the money for just a regular trade or on SPY or something, right, if you're playing a high stakes game. On top of that, you just increase the stakes. Okay, so for those, we'll do that. I'll probably start that channel, small account channel in the Discord. People can start sharing ideas, throw things in there for people to go over, do their due diligence, and do their technicals on. Okay, maybe let me just finish trading this account, and I'll probably start a small account as well, and then we'll trade that for at least 2 weeks and a month and see how far we get. I just want to build a little bit of a cushion on this account, and I'll start trading another account, because when you start trading a small account, I can't simultaneously, I'm not good at taking simultaneous trades at the same time in 2 different accounts. So if you are out there, you're an app developer, you're looking to solve a problem in the trading space, okay? Build a trade copier for options trading that connects to two different brokerages. It's going to be difficult. There's going to be some regulatory things you have to jump through, but that would be huge. That would be huge. What you got, MU? So in this MU idea, I'm looking to take continuation. Okay, I'm looking to take a continuation. Need SPY, all the index to continue to push higher. %, good. I'll see. Put a VWAP. Okay, I like that. So the spread on MU is about 7 cents. So if you buy the ask, you're going to be down $7. If you buy the bid, no guarantee you get filled. If you buy the mid, you have a higher chance of getting filled. If you buy the ask, you get filled right away, but you pay that spread. Okay, so the spreads are not too bad there. Not too bad. How are we doing on YouTube? How are we doing on YouTube? Orb traders, if you took that retest, 15-minute retest, Orb Army, you're doing good. Had to sit through a little bit. Next target, 687.21, 687.21. Keep a close eye on MU. Everything you're seeing here is not financial advice. All right? This is all for educational purposes. These are things that I'm doing. By no means am I soliciting you to do the same. Okay? Keep that in mind. I'm not a financial advisor. See what takes place here as well on SPY, right? I like the fact that the VIX, what was the story for the VIX? The story was pretty straightforward. All right, the narrative on the VIX was pretty straightforward. We needed something to take place. Break below that 20 and continue to push the downside, seek those lower numbers. It's at 18. Okay, and that's nice little trap there. Nice little trap. Nice little bounce opportunity on SPY. In this territory, that 15-minute orb is right there. We have the 9 EMA. We have the waves. A lot of things converging in that territory. MU just taking a pause, taking a breather. Did not break and hold above that 390.54 yet. Taking a pause, taking a breather. If you take a look at the 5-minute here, jump over to the 5-minute real quick. All right, you can see there's a lot of wicks in this territory. All right, A lot of top and wicks here. So we are pushing higher, but it's paramount for us not to have our entries at those very highs, because you do get a little bit of pushback off of those wicks. If we break below those lows, those puts still look appealing on SPY. If we break below this low, the puts do look appealing. Again, going against the trend, going against the grain. That's not SPY. Why do I have all these different charts? That's not SPY. I'm like, that's not SPY. Okay, now, yeah, it's starting to break down there. That wasn't SPY. So break below those lows already took place. So if you took the puts there, that was my enemy. AMD was on the chart somehow. Okay, so nice little breakdown there. Those puts below that 5 minute candle. A nice shooter, sell block shooter. That was nice. And what kind of pattern is this, guys? What pattern is this? Is this a bullish or bearish pattern? Bullish or bearish pattern? Put in the chat. We are in the jaws of the waves. All right, so we're gonna when it's going the other way, it's gonna have to go back and test some of the EMAs, test some of those critical levels. That's gonna be in the way. Okay, MU alert is set, so I'll divert my attention to SPY. So this needs to hold if that support wants to hold. The back and forth. That was a nice break, guys. 685.86 break. That's up nicely. Yep. I'm only 3 weeks into this stuff. I was up 200. Now I'm up only 20. A good thing to do, guys, is to withdraw after a certain amount of time. Okay. So what I mean by that is at some point in time, withdraw. So say you have an account, you start that account. By the end of the month, you get that account. I know this might sound crazy, but you get that account to 20, 30, 40% up, which is very possible with options. Okay? Okay? You can start withdrawing a little bit. All right? You can start withdrawing a little bit and putting some cash away, maybe putting it in long term or doing whatever, setting aside for taxes, whatever the case may be. So at least you can start taking out the initial capital you put in. All right, that should be your number one goal. Your number one goal in the beginning is to take out what you put in. That makes sense. So if you put in 10K, your number one goal should be able to take that 10K out and have 10K in there. And then when you do that, you prove so many things to yourself and you can trade a little more freely. Because now you know, not recklessly, again, don't get it confused. Now you know that the initial capital has been taken out. And then if you rinse and repeat, it might take you, depending on your style of trading, it might take you a month, it might take you 3 months, it might take you 6 months, whatever the case may be. All you need to do is just rinse and repeat. Right, but you don't want your account just to grow. Where is it going to grow to? Right, you want to start deploying your capital in different places. And putting some for tax, putting some for different things as well. Just like a prop firm. If you treat your options account like a prop firm, you can learn those principles. You'll do well. All right? Because now if you take out the initial amount you put in, you're trading differently. Whether it's 1K, 10K, 25K, 100K. That should be your number one goal. Not overnight, but gradually, systematically. That's what you're trying to do. And then now you're really in the green. So the initial capital is no longer on the line. That initial capital is out of the picture. So that should be number one goal. I mean, you are doing this to get compensated. Right? Eventually. You're doing this to turn it into basically like a job. And you're not going to feel it unless you take the money out. It's going to feel like a game unless you do that. Okay? It's going to feel like a game. I mean, don't liquidate your entire account and leave nothing in there because that's your job. You need capital to leverage every day to make more capital. So what you're doing is you're making money with money. Okay? And the skill set is in between the means to that end. And yeah, it's some very powerful stuff. And in my opinion, it beats anything else out there. Right? But at some point in time, start taking things out. You had a good month in January, okay? In February, it's still February, so I mean, you got to wait. If you already hit your goal for the month, all right, literally pay the trader responsibly. Okay, the capital you have in your account is just leverage. Okay, that's a good habit to get into. Close my silver calls. My lucky mug is in the dishwasher this morning. Gonna watch. You can't trade without the mug. Make sure to grab your mugs, guys. Make sure to grab the merch. I'm going to have some more t-shirts coming out. I'm going to have backpacks as well. So Under Armour backpacks. I'm going to have that as well. For travel. Rising wedge, which is typically bearish. Yep. You guys are on our money. On the money. So what I was saying earlier, I was doing it on AMD. I don't know how AMD got here. But, right, you can see the topping wicks up here. So it's not in your best interest to try to go long here. You got to go long into it. Can it continue to go? I'm not saying it can't continue to go. Breakouts do take place. Right? But that's max pain. Okay. So second shift, we didn't take out those highs. We did take out those highs. We grabbed those highs. Nice little trap there. That was a nice drop. Let's get the likes up on YouTube. If we get 50 likes before 11:30, we'll do the giveaway. If you're a first-time viewer, let us know where you're joining from. Long-time viewers, take the next steps. Take advantage of the promo. Use the code TRIAL30. 20 spots left in the February trial. You get access to our entire server. If you're just looking to get my levels, you do have Spy Strikers Lite. You get the levels, my levels every day. You get my game plan, post-market recap. All the cool things and features our Discord offers. When you are in the Apex, you have access to the 6-hour course. You have access to the Shockwave 15. You have access to everything. And if we do any series, you have access to that as well. Okay. Snag 665 puts, 5 ETEs. Seeing it hit overnight makes me wonder. That's AMD. Yeah, thank you for the reminder. I noticed that as well. Yeah, this is usually this should all 99% of the time be SPY. Nice little test off VWAP, bounce off VWAP, see if we can bounce off that VWAP, continue to push. Do we have enough fuel to get into those highs? So we did get that nice little slide. That slide wasn't enough to take out this channel's low. So we're still in an uptrend. All right, we did kind of crack below support. Higher time frame, there's a wick. We didn't violate these lows, so this is just a higher low. Okay, you can kind of just do it like that. What I mean by that here is, you see how on the 1 minute looks like we dropped below it. Take a look at on the 5 minute, 15 minute. On the 15 minute, it's a wick. Okay, on the 15 minutes, a wick. On the hourly, doesn't even show up. So you see how that translates. Okay, that was a nice little break into this territory there. Let's go check back on MU. How's MU doing? Nope, MU's not ready. Take these off, clean it up a little bit. So we got so far, guys. Love to take another trade. Just waiting here. Probably have two more shots, 2-3 more shots available. This was nice there. And we're still moving $1.32 per 5 minute candle. Okay, nice bounce off that POC. Get back above the orb. On MSFT. So be on the lookout for MSFT reversal. Thank you, Kevin. Yep, Kevin swept those lows. Trapped the orb. See if you get above that POC, 695.52. If we can start to rally on the Q, continue to rally on the Qs in SPY, that can lead us maybe back to 697.01. VWAP. Great call. Great call out. They're on alert on VWAP on MSFT. Nice. That thing is starting to move nicely. So we come back into that 685, come back that weekly downside breaker, buyer step in, buy block right off it, parabolic push. And then now let's see if we just continue to respect the integrity of this channel. All right. Now remember, the ultimate goal for the bulls, all right, all they need to do is get to that 689.58 by the end of the day. If they can get to it, close near it, close above it, that's a victory. All right, that's a small victory, but a significant victory nonetheless. Small victory, but significant victory nonetheless. If we take a look at on the daily time frame, that's what it translates to. Okay, look at that. So we come right in. We fall below it, sweep those lows, and then now we're starting to push back the upside, the bottom of that channel. So we didn't get that continued collapse. So a lot of bears are trapped under that channel. Only become bearish if the structure breaks, the higher low pivot then creates a lower high. For now, we are bullish until we are not, 100%. All right. Nice push to the upside on Microsoft. Intel starting to go. Oracle. Let me make sure I have our primary watch list. Bird's eye view. Start off with Apple. Again, you guys have access to my watch list. Apple, potential flag on Apple. Back above that daily upside breaker on Apple. It's a lot of things setting up. JPM, Google, Amazon, Meta. Robinhood starting to catch a bid. Apple does look interesting here. And some of these contracts, they don't have dollar increments. They have $2.50 increments. Okay, so it's not going to be like SPY, where there's contract with dollar increments. All right, so if you see Apple's contracts, it's $2.50. So there's a huge difference between the 285s and the 282s. 285s are 2 cents, 282s are 11 cents. 280s are 56. See the same kind of thing here. Slide back to downside, double top. See if you can come back at this key level up here. That monthly 50% retrace. Near the resistance of that channel. Keep a close eye on Apple. If you like to trade Apple. How's MU doing? MU is basically forming a symmetrical symmetrical triangle on MU, right? So see if you can get a shooter on the 5 here. Shooter on the 5 here, that'd be a good short back to downside. All right, so I'm going to be patient. Not going to front run off the 1 minute candle. Everything is pushing to the upside. We do have a key level. If we can get some sort of bearish interaction with that level, shooter on the 5, maybe a double bottom on the VIX. We can see some short opportunity there. If it continues to push, all right, then it really gets above that level and conquers that territory. That runways into that weekly open. As far as where we are here, guys, once we did violate and get above this territory here, that breakout, we're going to jaws this runway. So if you're going short, you're trying to short in an uptrend. All right, so you have to short. If you're shorting in an uptrend, you have to short the higher high. You have to short off the higher high. You have to short off the higher high. We're still moving. Get a nice little slide there. We're still moving. Same ATR, same IV. IV's actually falling off a cliff here. Okay, I like how that slid right there. See if it's enough to impact that 5 minute candle. Nice rejection off 687.21. I want that 5 minute shooter. Double bottom on the VIX. If we can, I'll take the 686s or 685s. We do have a top of the buy block there. All right, because this can really start to push all the way down here. We can cover about $1.35 per 5. So that does give me some room. The ATR When the ATR is moving and grooving, I can't start to slide to the downside. Let's see if we can get a shooter on the 5. Okay, next candle on the 5 will be critical. That's going to be inside candle. Keep in mind we are in an uptrend. Okay, so this is shorting an uptrend. What is the risk? Continue to push higher. So I'll be patient here. Basing it off that 687.21. 687.21. Being patient. Want to see more weakness off that level. 5 minutes inside. If it just passes, if it blasts past it, all right, there's no signs of sellers. I'm not going to be a seller. All right. If it continues to break above that 5-minute candle's high, we'll give it to the bulls. If that 5-minute candle turns into a shooter, I'll look to adopt a bear. See if that shooter on the 1 can turn to a shooter. That would be great. No double bottom on the VIX yet. All-time high in the Dow. Dow made an all-time high. Dow made an all-time high. So you're going to break below this territory here. Okay. That 5 minutes starting to look like a shooter now. Still has 3 minutes left. Let's see if we can get to half-life. Okay, I like that drop. See if we can pump one more time. I don't want it to be a fake out. So the more time we can spend below here, the better. Okay. Just waiting for an entry. Waiting for an entry. So that 5 minute has 3 minutes left. So in this case, I want this 5-minute candle to go shooter, inverted hammer. If you can do that, that'll give us a little bit of confidence. In the meantime, the VIX goes double bottom, that'd be great as well. If I decided to front run, I'll probably get stopped out already. All right, just being a little patient, adding an additional layer of patience is critical. Just to give you some context, we're looking to go short at the very top of that channel. So we're letting resistance be resistance into a UPO. Okay, 2 minutes left on this, 2 minutes and 50 seconds left. So this 5-minute candle is at half-life. It's at half-life. So what are we thinking here, guys? Do we break? Do we drop? Put in the chat. Breakout or rejection? So I'm trying to spend minimal time in the position, so I got to wait. So I can be in the position now, front run, but I have to sit through the back and forth. I have a key level there. I have a grab of those highs. Okay, now just looking for an entry trigger. Okay, 212. Okay, I'll take it right there. I'm in the puts. So I want no close back above this territory. So risk is defined, risk is allocated. So see that 5-minute candle could lead to more selling. If it goes breakout, get stopped out. 10 to 15% risk. So this 5-minute candle has a minute left. So you get one more push to the downside. I like that inside candle there. In the meantime, I need the Qs. I mean, not the Qs, the VIX to start going south. To start going north. Can't get a close above those highs. Don't want that to go candle over candle. Want it to go under those lows. If it goes, pushes higher, we'll be getting close to getting stopped out. Again, this is shorting an uptrend at resistance. Need that 687.21 to hold. Down 8, down 9. 10. No close. Okay, that 5-minute candle is going full body. So there's no sign of a shooter here. No sign of a shooter here. Looks like we want to continue. So we need one more drop or I'm going to get stopped out. Down 10. I'll get stopped out there. So stopped out there. For the puts. If it gets back below it, I'll have to get back in if it's a shooter. I think if it gets back below it, I'll be there. Again, just a little early. Stopped out here for the puts. Around 15%. All right, so I have to respect the fact that we got above it, and I can't fight it too much. I know there's an uptrend. Shot my shot there, and stopped out. Apple is apple gone. If it falls back below it, I can re-engage and we get that shooter on the 5. Shooter on the 5 needed. Just been a little impatient. Past couple of days, past few days. All right, you don't always have to be first. You don't want to be last, but you don't always have to be first. Okay, we're back below it. Okay. And now, of course, it's starting to sell off. Just shakeout. Second shakeout of the day. MU starting to line up. See if you can get one more little relief pop to the upside. Right, just waiting. If you just wait, you can be in this position. That's the biggest adjustment on my end. So I need to take this candle to the downside. If it gets one little pop or break of those lows. One little bounce off those lows, that'd be great. That 5-minute candle still has 2 minutes left. Okay, I'm going to take it right there. Little lower entry. But see if I have momentum to the downside. So second attempt. So back in the puts. After getting stopped out. Need these lows to hold. So risk is the same. Risk is more like this. No close back above that 687.21. Okay, so let's see, get that continued slide here. MU setting up. So second attempt at the puts. Okay, this time's working in our favor. If you did take this, manage accordingly. If you're more patient, you should be in the green. Nice, so stay clean if you're green. This has room to 680, 656. If it can start to drop, my risk is defined up here. Risk is defined up there. No close. Back above that territory. Okay, I like that 5-minute candle. I like that shooter on the 5. So I need this thing to hold for the next minute or so. So we can go 3-2 continuation to the downside. So you can see the difference. Same setup, just a little more patience. A little more patience, give this a better entry. But I'm not going to be more patient in drawdown. I have to be more patient in the entry. Okay, Bull's trying to step in here. So we need the Qs to start dumping as well. We need the VIX to start pumping now. We need these lows to get violated. Okay, so the bulls are trying to take it back here. Probably testing that first wave on the 1. Yeah, we're testing that first wave on the 1. That's what we're doing on the SPY. So he's got to be aware of that. So we need that first wave to fail. So in the meantime, for the next 20 seconds, if this can hold, if this 5-minute candle can hold as a shooter, If this 5 minute candle can hold as an engulfer, that'd be great. So what I'm looking for is this sequence. If you're still waiting for that 5 to close, you're still waiting. You're waiting for that 5 to close, open, and then break below it. I'm looking for this sequence to repeat. All right. Down 10. Okay, I gotta get out of there. All right, I gave it 2 shots, down, stopped out there, 18, and I'm gonna be done for the day, guys. All right. Giving it multiple attempts, multiple stop outs. There's price action. Don't want to give myself any further headaches. All right. Took it here, stopped out, took it there, worked out, and stopped out again. Maybe I'll wait until the next shift, but it's very, very erratic. Very erratic. You can be right, but you're still wrong. Maybe get a break of that 5 minute candle's lows. Five-minute candles lows. If we can get that break, possibly, but again, you're going to be short in that uptrend. Wait 9 minutes. Grab those highs, possibly. If not, I'll just wrap it up here. Okay. Four or five green for the day. Microsoft BOG. That was a nice grab. Snag the 665 puts. I'm with the bulls today. Yeah, if you're with the bulls, you're just taking these pops back the upside. Right. The big concern for me was the we're going against the trend and we're kind of going in the jaws of the wave. So I know I didn't have much time there, and the VIX wasn't really double bottoming. So my risk is allocated to this point. If it gets above it, continue. That was a very aggressive spike. All right, look at this. So it goes up, comes down. It goes up, comes down. It goes up, comes down. Okay. Very exhausting action. So 4 trades so far. 1 of the 4 worked in my favor. 1 out of the 4. But if you look at it from a technical standpoint here, we're still not above those highs yet. The 5-minute is a great way to block out the noise. In this case, you just have to wait for the break of these lows or this 5-minute candle to close and go shooter, combination back to downside. Something similar to this. All right, something similar to that. If it continues to hold above 687.21 for the uptrend camp, okay, MU starting to go. MU starting to go. I might have to take a shot at MU. One last shot at MU. Okay, MU starting to rock and roll. Check your 1-hour chart. Yeah, the 1-hour chart is bullish. All right, I know it's bullish. All right, I'm trying to see if I can just short it. I know it's a clear uptrend. Trying to see if I can get a higher high. So even if I'm looking to go long, I'm not looking to go long. We're not looking to go long here. If I were to go long, right, I'm waiting for somewhere in this territory. So the idea behind that setup is we start to fade back into an area where the bulls can start to get activated back the upside. Right, so it's a very tough spot to even go long. All right, so even if you're looking to go long, if you're buying those contracts, you're buying those contracts at the very top of the day. at the most expensive price of the day. If you're looking to go short, you're buying low, selling high. Trade with the trend, my friend. Yep, always good to trade with the trend. Always good. Okay, now the 5 minute. Now the 5 minute has been given good reads. All right. If you want to block out the noise, the 5 minute has been given good reads. So you get a break below that low. Okay. Give me 1 second, guys. Give me 1 second. Okay, let's see if we get that break. Break and hold would be great. I'll shoot my shot one more time. One more shot in the tank. I like how we're still not able to get above those highs. I like how we're still not able to get above those highs. See if I can shoot my shot here. I want to get a good entry though. I want to get a good entry. All right, if you had further dated cons, you can sit through that. If you have a wider stop, you can sit through that. That's been my challenge in some of these setups, right? Right on the chart, just wrong on the execution, right? So this is the kind of thing. So even though we're in an uptrend, there's still an opportunity to the downside, top of the channel. If it does start to go, this has room to those lows down there, 685.87. Okay, everything's starting to sell off. Just need one more little push to the upside here. One more push to the upside. We are in the jaws of the wave. Keep in mind, if you're a trend trader, this is not a trade for you. If you're a trend trader, this is not a trade for you. You are allowing this to dump and going to some levels. You want to take it back to upside. If you're a reversal trader, this is for you. Okay. See, on one more. It's just a back and forth. We're 2 minutes away from the conclusion of the second shift. 2 minutes away. You are spot on. Where our supply, bull needs to eliminate that supply to get higher. Trust your analysis. SPY has a bearish 696. I'm looking at this retest right here. If we start to fade there, I'll short it for the last trade of the day. Okay. Just can't seem to get this. Again, this is going against the hourly. It's going against all those time frames. All the intraday higher time frames. Okay, I'm going to take it right there. I'm going to take the puts right there, third attempt. So 2 stop outs, same setup, different entry. Now let's see if we get that continued push. Same stop. If I get stopped out 3 times, then you get stopped out. What's the NC? 687.21. You know what I did, guys? I took the calls by accident. So let me close out the calls. Oh my goodness. These are up 22%. Let me close out the calls. I took the calls by accident. Let me close out the calls. Up 27%, 30%. That's hilarious. Okay, I meant to take the puts. I took the calls. Close it at 30%. Wow. I'll close right there. So just the fortune. I was looking to go short there, end up taking the calls, 30%. Sometimes you just get lucky. And that was pure luck. But if we can't go shooter here, if we can't go shooter there, it does look appealing. So it looks like today, doing the opposite. Doing the opposite played out. Anyone saw that? I was looking to go short here. And even if I did go short, my NC is there. Probably get stopped out. Accidentally took the calls. But I'm still looking to go back to downside. Sometimes getting happy accident. So even though I was in the calls, I'm not going to just hold it and try to see if the idea goes. If this thing just chops around, we'll just call it. I'll just call it a day and move forward from there. Yeah, calls are paying. The calls move very quickly, guys. Since everything is moving to the upside, the calls do move very quickly. All right. And I'll take that. I mean, that's better than any appreciation that I saw up until this point. So I'll take it. All right, but don't want to let the frustration boil over and get too obsessed with this area, trying to short it. Sometimes that can happen. Right? You get stopped out a few times. You over analyze or over index for one particular area, and before you know it, you took 5-6 trades, and you exhaust yourself in that territory. All right, so we're going to look to wrap up the stream here shortly. Good thing on today, again, Fridays, ramp down on Fridays, very good. Wrapping up this Friday, right on this Friday, just took one trade that worked in my favor, 2 stop outs in this territory. Again, if you're wrapping up this week, guys, over the weekend, make the proper adjustments. One thing you had to change, one thing you did right. Biggest thing for me is if these conditions persist, right, just being a little more patient. Right, it's less front running. Front running does work out beautifully when it does work out, but just being a little patient, cleaner execution. All right, overall the execution could be better. On my end, the setups, the ideas, they're going to be there. MU starting to go now. Okay, so that will be all the trading I'll do for today. All right, it's been a long week. It's been tricky price action. We're able to navigate. You did see me get stopped out here as well. Gave it 2 attempts, and then after we get stopped out, it drops. So you have to be right on multiple fronts. Of course, I would love to continue to pull the trigger, but that's not best practice. That's not what we want to do. All right, that's not what I want to do. That's not best practice. Shot my shot 3 times. Happy little accident here. Recovered a little bit, but not enough to recover for these 2. Okay? Any questions, guys, on YouTube? Let me know if you have any questions. I will do the end of the week poll here. So over the weekend, I will create that. So what do you guys think about the small account channel? in the Discord. Do you guys think that would add more value? Would it be helpful for you guys? So using the same mega cap names, right, but using the strategic contracts, higher time frame analysis. So those calls, those calls I took by accident, those calls are printing. Right? That's the one thing I did right. Yeah, that was a nice trade right off that weekly. This right here was nice. And the main thing for me is about having those entries close to those key levels. The thing is, I can live with getting stopped out here. I can live with that. I can live with shooting my shot there. I like the analysis. I can live with that. There's a couple trades throughout the week where I did have an entry in between two key levels, kind of in the middle. Those, right, I know my edge lies near those key levels. On top of that, if there's confluence in those key levels, that really helps. Okay. MU's gone, Tesla's gone. Tesla was the idea from this morning. Right, so got to catch that as well. So again, that's my goal next week, being more sharp, execution improvement, and keeping a close eye on our ideas, because those ideas, they do add up, right? It does add up. When you do miss an opportunity, right, that's not the end of the world, but there is a cost to it. Right? There's a cost that you can't see. Okay? That's why it's so important to have that high level of focus, high level of focus and engagement. So I'll look to clean that up next week. All right, so next week, second week of February. Is it second week? Yep, second week of February. Okay, so keep in mind February, short month. It shouldn't impact us too much. It's still 4 weeks in the month. It shouldn't impact us on the trading side. But the question becomes, going to next week, do we persist? Do these conditions persist? Do these conditions persist going to next week? Okay, if they do, we make the proper adjustment. We got to be very, very sharp. We'll do the end of the week poll here shortly. Oh yeah, football. Who you guys got for the Super Bowl? Who you guys got for the Super Bowl? Put your picks in. Yeah, calls are paying. Yeah, the calls. And the thing with the calls, guys, if you're a wave rider, just ride the waves. If you're done for the day, be done for the day. And this is why ramp down Friday's in place. All right, by the time Friday rolls around, right, your mental capital is low. You're a little disoriented. You're not as sharp, so it's there to protect you. All right, but you can clearly see on the one, we're riding the waves. Those key level balances are providing opportunities. We're in the middle of the runway. All right, so we did reclaim that territory. Okay, now we're in the jaws of the runway. So once we broke this, we continue to push. All right, so this is where the short idea come from here. Right in the middle, seeing if we ran out of upside room, maybe some sort of pullback, but we're above it now. Right, so in the middle, it's a riddle. In the middle, it's a riddle. And look at that candle, guys. Look at that daily candle on SPY. 3 days of selling, so we're basically back to Wednesday's action. So the most important level that we discussed this morning is SPY needs to get above 689.58 bulls. The bulls can get it above 689.58. They did their job. They used this gap up, led to a breakout. PMH break, out of here. Okay, so going to next week, things are going to be very interesting. How fun it happens. Good on you guys doing it right. I was doing it right and ended up with a loss. Biggest loss in trading career, 300. So loss, win, loss, loss, loss. Mental warfare is not helping. My mindset and trust, yeah. So those losses, it's basically your system is being put to the test. Next week is a fresh week. Those adjustments are going to be critical. Don't come into the market next week scared or afraid that you're going to lose more. Just take it one trade at a time. All right? And put everything, that's why we say all these things, all these mantras that I say, all right, is just to remind myself as well. If I don't repeat those things, everything will start to weigh on you. Even if you're doing really well green. If you're really green, guys, the biggest thing is blowing your green. You can also get scared to trade as well. But the profession we're in requires us to engage risk at all times. So the right mentality we need to have at all times is just focus on the trade that's right there, regardless of what took place previously. And next week, there's going to be a ton of opportunities. All right? We're going to make the proper adjustments, come with the right mindset, and things will work out. Okay, so I know you'll bounce back, Kevin. Funny is happens to me as well. I want to go down and up. Oh, you bought same thing happened to you. Bought the calls back soon as well, right? So that helped me from getting stopped out 3 times. All right, so in this case, I would have got stopped out again, maybe another 10-15%. Usually I give it 2 attempts, 3 rarely. But if just think of it like this, if I'm taking 3 to 5 trades a day, 3 attempts on one particular idea means, right, I really want that idea to work. Right? So it's like you have 5 shots, and out of those 5 shots, you're taking those shots from the same exact spot. You can shoot them anywhere else at any time, but you're taking them from the same exact spot. Okay, so all the episodes from this week will be posted. All right, so that I am recording the episodes that will be posted the ad-free, delay-free stream. Folks on YouTube, go back and watch all the episodes. So there's a ton of gems in there for you to pick up, ton of information. Go back, watch the episodes, see how we navigated, see what the thinking was, and I'll go back as well and watch and see what things I can clean up as well. That's our film. Okay, just like any other professional athlete, right? We got to go back and watch the film. I got to go back and watch, see if I can get that better execution. That's exactly what I do, right? To improve my execution, I go back and watch. I don't spend 10, 15 hours. It literally takes less than an hour. Out of the 48 hours you have on the weekend, it takes less than an hour. And that hour that you do spend, that focused hour you do spend, right, provides an exponential return to the next week. Because if you just dismiss it and you just let it just kind of go by the wayside, the things you're not refining, the things you're not improving, they will eventually catch up. They'll eventually catch up. Okay? Any questions on YouTube? We'll continue to do the stream on Google Meets. Any questions, strikers, let me know. We got 40 people on the check-in. 40 people, so we will have the small account channel. Maybe I'll convert this trade idea into a small account channel. So for the ones on YouTube, today's idea was Tesla. All right, 744. Meta was the last one. Intel, That got stopped out. Walmart, you know where that is. Netflix, stopped out. Didn't really take that trade though. Bitcoin, look at this. Okay, I was saying 90K break on Bitcoin. January 8th. All right. So January 8th, CRCL Bitcoin. So yeah, we'll probably convert this to small account. Okay, small account. Let's do that now. All right, so this will be the small account. You know what? We'll refrain from using the word small because it's minimizing your capital. We're going to say growth account. All right, words are important. Small is relative. So we'll say growth. All right, that will be the growth account feed, okay? Okay, so now we can see Bitcoin is awake. Gold is about to break out. VIX gave us the read. I kind of went away from the game plan today. Right, kind of went away from the game plan, but the game plan was a great game plan. Everything is rallying to the upside. Break below the 20. Acceleration to the downside that leads to that continued push. Bitcoin rallying. I think gold is next to rally as well. So gold is nice bounce during Asia, London, nice expansion in London. See if gold can get away with that 50% retrace of the month. And if we just do this with gold, we can see gold can be on a verge or it already broke out. All right, you can kind of say it broke out already. Okay. But you have to know where your entries are. You just can't take the calls up here, even though we're expanding. Just not just take calls anywhere. All right. So again, make sure to subscribe. Vikings. Yeah, he used to be on the Vikings. Sam Darnold was on the Vikings. He was also on the Panthers too. All right, he was on the Panthers. But what a resurgence. So is everyone on the Seahawks? It looks like we have a lot of Seahawks voters. Yeah, 69% on Poly Market. All right, so if you try to go the opposite, all right, if the Patriots win, that's $3 per dollar. All right, if the Seahawks win, that's $400 just for dollars. So if you do $1, so I haven't used Poly Market before, but it does look very interesting to say the least. All right, still looks very interesting. So I wonder if you can do some sort of straddle strangle thing. Right, there should be a way to have a certain amount of buys and a certain amount of sells to the point where you can't lose. If you can figure out the math. Right, so say if you buy one, is this called a share? One share of the Seahawks and one share of New England, you spend $2 for those shares. Right? So if the Seahawks win, you lose 65 cents. If New England wins, you win $3.13 minus $1, minus $2. So you win $1.13. Right? So you can do some sort of straddle type of strategy on one of these things, right? But everything is bettable. I mean, this is the new world we live in. Look at this, guys. You can even do it 15 minutes. Bitcoin up or down the next 15 minutes. Between 11:45 and 12. If you put $10, I think this might be better than trading Bitcoin itself. Right? If it's down, $10 turns to $24. And look at the bets that are coming in. Interesting. I wonder if they have one for SPY. What else do we have coming up? Okay, this is important. The U.S. strikes Iran buy. So this is actually very important. Okay, they're going all the way to June 30th, so they're trying to go as far as possible. 20% February 20th. So if these numbers start increasing, right, this is, I would say, this is more reliable than the news. Okay, because there's real money on the line. So this is like a good way to kind of gauge, or the new way to kind of gauge what could be taking place or potentially taking place. U.S.-Iran deal by 2027. These are like leaps. Right? But this one is interesting. This one is really interesting. They should do one on SPY. So basically 8 minutes left. All right, so on that note, bulls are here in a real way. Above 50% retrace of the monthly. Hourly looking nice and strong. We're seeing that nice drop on the VIX below 20. Okay, so the bulls are having a nice little resurgence. All they need to do today is get above that weekly open. Get above that weekly open. When we take a look at the higher time frames, we're directional to the downside. We're directional to the downside. On that weekly, but we talked about this yesterday, right? We talked about the importance of us trying to flip this candle into a shooter. Not a shooter, sorry, a doji. Trying to make this a doji is gonna be the best path for the bulls. If they can make it a doji, that's a great path. If they can get above, stay above 686.41, it turns into a doji. If they can get above the weekly open, it turns into a green, somewhat of a bullish doji because we're higher than the opening print from this week. If they can get it above the weekly open, try to get some sort of rally last minute into power hour that starts to lean towards being a hammer. Okay, the day's still young. Right, but the bulls are here in a real way once that target got taken out. Okay. So it's still early. So that monthly, okay, look at the monthly. Is it hits the monthly breaker. So the monthly shorts are trapped. Okay, it gets below the monthly low, trap. It just squeezes back to the upside. Quarterly still bullish. Yearly still bullish. All right. So this trade here, going back to that last trade here. Okay, great stop out. So the stop did its job. Do you have China? Let's take a look if we have China on poly market. China, Taiwan. That's been going on for many years now, right? That's been on speculation. A fun fact: Super Bowl. I was lucky enough to watch Steelers beat the Seahawks in Super Bowl. What number is that? Here in Detroit on my birthday. Wow. I believe that's I forgot my Roman numerals. 40. Okay. Okay. Haven't visited teams. So yeah. So hopefully we're gonna have to start betting on which side, which team you're picking, Lynn. If it's on your birthday or birthday week. 40. Wow. Super Bowl 40. What I believe it's Super Bowl 60. I think it's 60 now. Red day, green week, my 4-day win streak. Good lesson learned. Good luck all, absolutely. Any questions, guys, on YouTube? Any questions? If you're looking to join our community, take advantage of the best opportunities going to next week and access all the educational resources we have to offer. Go to smartactiontrade.com. Smartactiontrade.com. That's your one-stop shop to join our community. We do have multiple ways to join the community. The yearly is always available. We do have a trial available. Use the code TRIAL30. TRIAL30. And, of course, that's the Apex. You have access to everything you need. So full access to the Discord, all the resources, education material, past live streams, webinars, 6-hour course. Of course, now all of the channels, delay-free, ad-free stream, extended version of the stream, pre-market stream, pre-market game plan. All that good stuff is included in here. So if you're looking to take a trial, okay, use the code TRIAL30. If you just want access to the game plan, a few features of the chat, right? Our chat. Lots of traders in there share great ideas. Access to the video library, post-market recap, all that good stuff as well. The light version, and to complement the live stream on YouTube, there's a great way as well. 5-day trial. All right, after 5 days, it's $30 a month. This is the best bang for your buck. Apex Striker Annual. Okay, one payment, 12-month access, $300, $400. So all this is within reach. This $399 is the same price as a 0DT contract. 2 points in the one is 0DT contract today. Okay, so this is the best bang for your buck. Look to take advantage, utilize the resources. The conditions are not gonna get easier. There's gonna be some challenges, but we have the tools, we have the resources to navigate these challenges, to look for the best opportunities, and you get to do it alongside other dedicated, committed traders that show up every single day. All right, if you're interested in that, take advantage. The links are pinned in the description. If you're on Free Trade Friday, take advantage of that as well. Courses, that's also available. 5-hour Get Started Day Trading course. Take the bundle. Any course that we do record, you have access to this in the community. So the hack is jump into trial. This is what I would do if I was on YouTube. Jump in the trial. Okay. Complete the course within a month. And then see where I can take advantage instead of buying the course outright. You can buy it outright as well. But keep in mind, it's included in your Striker Apex. Okay, so as we continue to cultivate this community, build this community, you have all the resources. Ebook is also available as well. SAT merch, get your merch. Look good, feel good, trade good. All right, our SAT Power Up mug. A lot of you are getting those mugs. Continue to post your picture. More t-shirts will be coming. Get your hat as well. Make trading great again. And the beanie as well. All right, SAT Dad hat. We have more merch on the way. If you're interested in joining our community, the YouTube membership, also join there. If you enjoy the stream and want to support the channel, you can. You have access to a ton of videos there. So it's not one of those YouTube memberships where you just are a member just to be a member. So it does come with perks. You do have access to 50 plus videos, strategy videos, a quick crash course on options, and a handful of other material there as well, at least posted once a week. All right. Any questions, guys? Any questions? Folks on YouTube, if not, we're going to wrap it up here. Thank you for tuning in. Make sure to like, subscribe, share. We'll see you guys on Monday. Stay safe. Enjoy Super Bowl weekend. And we'll see you guys on Monday. Be prepared on Monday. Refreshed, reset, make the adjustments, and look to capitalize off those opportunities. All right, stay safe, and God bless each one of you.
Tired of wasting hours staring at charts, over-analyzing trades, and still ending the day with inconsistent results? You're not alone. That's exactly why the Spy Strikers Trading Mentorship Discord created. Here, you can trade just one ticker for 1 hour and make strides towards consistent results. Join the Spy Strikers community and get daily live trading, clear pre-market game plans with key levels and high probability buy and sell, over 4 hours of delay-free, ad-free live trading and training, plus high win rate trade alerts, automated technicals that simplify charts, and full access to my strategies and indicators. This isn't a signal service. It's a community focused on process over profits, giving you all the resources, guidance, and training to help you succeed. You'll also get a full watch list, 1,500 plus hours of live trading videos, courses, an educational library, ebooks, and dedicated support. Stop guessing. Start trading with confidence. Become a Spy Striker today, and take your trading to the next level. Tired of wasting hours staring at charts, over-analyzing trades, and still ending the day with inconsistent results? You're not alone. That's exactly why the Spy Strikers Trading Mentorship Discord community was created. Here, you can trade just one ticker for 1 hour and make strides towards consistent results. Join the Spy Strikers community and get daily live trading, clear pre-market game plans with key levels and high probability buy and sell zones, over 4 hours of delay-free, ad-free live trading and training, plus high win rate trade alerts, automated technicals that simplify charts, and full access to my strategies and indicators. This isn't a signal service. It's a community focused on process over profits, giving you all the resources, guidance, and training to help you succeed. You'll also get a full watch list, 1,500 plus hours of live trading videos, courses, an educational library, ebooks, and dedicated support. Stop guessing. Start trading with confidence. Become a Spy Striker today, and take your trading to the next level. Tired of wasting hours staring at charts, over-analyzing trades, and still ending the day with inconsistent results? You're not alone. That's exactly why the Spy Strikers Trading Mentorship Discord community was created. Here, you can trade just one ticker for 1 hour and make strides towards consistent results. Join the Spy Strikers community and get daily live trading, clear pre-market game plans with key levels and high probability buy and sell zones, over 4 hours of delay-free, ad-free live trading and training, plus high win rate trade alerts, automated technicals that simplify charts, and full access to my strategies and indicators. This isn't a signal service. It's a community focused on process over profits, giving you all the resources, guidance, and training to help you succeed. You'll also get a full watch list, 1,500 plus hours of live trading videos, courses, an educational library, ebooks, and dedicated support. Stop guessing. Start trading with confidence. Become a Spy Striker today, and take your trading to the next level. Tired of wasting hours staring at charts, over-analyzing trades, and still ending the day with inconsistent results? You're not alone. That's exactly why the Spy Strikers Trading Mentorship Discord community was created. Here, you can trade just one ticker for 1 hour and make strides towards consistent results. Join the Spy Strikers community and get daily live trading, clear pre-market game plans with key levels and high probability buy and sell zones, over 4 hours of delay-free, ad-free live trading and training, plus high win rate trade alerts, automated technicals that simplify charts, and full access to my strategies and indicators. This isn't a signal service. It's a community focused on process over profits, giving you all the resources, guidance, and training to help you succeed. You'll also get a full watch list, 1,500 plus hours of live trading videos, courses, an educational library, ebooks, and dedicated support. Stop guessing. Start trading with confidence. Become a Spy Striker today, and take your trading to the next level. Tired of wasting hours staring at charts, over-analyzing trades, and still ending the day with inconsistent results? You're not alone. That's exactly why the Spy Strikers Trading Mentorship Discord community was created. Here, you can trade just one ticker for 1 hour and make strides towards consistent results. Join the Spy Strikers community and get daily live trading, clear pre-market game plans with key levels and high probability buy and sell zones, over 4 hours of delay-free, ad-free live trading and training, plus high win rate trade alerts, automated technicals that simplify charts, and full access to my strategies and indicators. This isn't a signal service. It's a community focused on process over profits, giving you all the resources, guidance, and training to help you succeed. You'll also get a full watch list, 1,500 plus hours of live trading videos, courses, an educational library, ebooks, and dedicated support. Stop guessing. Start trading with confidence. Become a Spy Striker today, and take your next level. Tired of wasting hours staring at charts, over-analyzing trades, and still ending the day with inconsistent results? You're not alone. That's exactly why the Spy Strikers Trading Mentorship Discord community was created. Here, you can trade just one ticker for 1 hour and make strides towards consistent results. Join the Spy Strikers community and get daily live trading, clear pre-market game plans with key levels and high probability buy and sell zones, over 4 hours of delay-free, ad-free live trading and training, plus high win rate trade alerts, automated technicals that simplify charts, and full access to my strategies and indicators. This isn't a signal service. It's a community focused on process over profits, giving you all the resources, guidance, and training to help you succeed. You'll also get a full watch list, 1,500 plus hours of live trading videos, courses, an educational library, ebooks, and dedicated support. Stop guessing. Start trading with confidence. Become a Spy Striker today, and take your trading to the next level. Tired of wasting hours?